Hi everyone. So in this video I've put all the Halloween and autumn DIYs I did last year together, just to give people ideas, and the channel's grown, so in case anyone hasn't seen them, I will be putting some new DIYs together. I'm working on a video. I've done a couple of DIYs so far. I just need to do a couple more, one or two more, and then that will be out. But yeah, this is all the DIYs from 2023 that I did to do with autumn and Halloween. I hope you enjoy them. I've just done a autumn video from last year, autumn decorate video from 2023. For the same reasons, the channel's grown, so I thought people would like to see it. There will be an autumn decorate video with me coming up soon, and like I said, there's more DIYs coming out soon. But for now, here is the DIYs I did last year, and I hope you enjoy.
Hi guys, I'm back and I'm going to make some really easy and affordable autumn DIYs today. I haven't got the budget for some new autumn decor, but I can make some stuff from what I have around the home and my craft stash. So I'm going to start with this tea light holder. It's like a pumpkin shape, so I thought it would do, but you could use a ball of socks, anything you've got that's round, and then just grab some fabric. You could have a old pillowcase, anything like that, cloth, anything like that, and I'm going to tie it round the top there with some wool to hold it in place. You could use elastic bands, anything like that. And I'm just going to start wrapping it round, and then I'm going to fold over the top bit and then wrap them all round so it looks like this. And then it cost me nothing. I already had all them bits and nothing's glued down, so I can reuse all of that stuff again. Really cheap, really easy DIY. I think it looks really good for what it is. For the next DIY, I'm just going to take jar that I've got that I had some sunflowers in. I'm just going to change the label on it. I use my label maker over Valentine's just to write a simple love label on there. I'm going to take that off and put a new one on, an autumn label. So I'm just going to write happy autumn on there and stick it on there. That is so easy. You could do it with a Cricut machine, a label maker, you could do it in pen. You could do it with sticky letters from Poundland, and it's just so simple, so easy. This is the easiest thing to do. Again, it hasn't cost me anything. I've got everything here, and then I'm going to just stick my sunflowers back in there, and I'm just going to keep them out for autumn sunflowers. I just think that was so easy. It's the easiest thing there. Anyone could do that. I think they look so pretty. I love them sunflowers. The next DIY is another easy one. I'm just going to take a candle. This is a Christmas candle, and because it's brown, I thought it's very autumny. But you could use brown, red, yellow, orange, white. You could just take some jute or ribbon and then just decorate it basically. Turn it around so you can't see the sticker. You could put a bow on it with a ribbon. You could wrap the ribbon round. I chose this black ribbon. I'm just going to tighten a bow. It's simple, it does the job. And if you don't have any ribbon or jute, you can get them from charity shops, Poundland, or you could just simply use the candle, turn it around so you can't see the seasonal label, and no one's going to know, and it will still look great. And another way to do this is you can use sticky dots or tape or something, but you get some jute, tape it to the back, stick it to the back of the candle, and just wrap it round, and then tie it up at the back or stick it at the back when it's done, and it looks great. I've done it like that. I've left the candle with the jute just wrapped round. So these first 3 DIYs are so easy, so cheap. You should already have the stuff, or you can just adjust it slightly. Next DIY is a bit more fiddly, a bit more tricky. So I got some lolly sticks, and this DIY sort of changed the whole time I was making it. I was originally going to make like a sign and write on it, and then it just turned into more of a decoration than a like written sign. So I've got my glue gun, but you could use any sort of glue. Double-sided sticky tape could work, and I'm just going to stick that on the back to hold all the lolly sticks in place. So I've got one piece of wood, and then I did it with the other lolly stick on the other side. You don't need a glue gun to do this, you could use other glues. And that's a sign I made the night before. I was a bit nervous because I hadn't actually written. My writing is rubbish. I've never written anything before like that. So I copied some writing online. I just googled a sign and copied the writing. It turned out okay for my first go. I'm not 100% happy with it, but that's just made out of lolly sticks using the same method, sticking them at the back. And I used some orange spray paint. So I cut the bottom so it looks a bit more like a fence. So at this point I decided, okay, I'm going to go in another direction. And I found some leaves left over from last year in my craft stash, some autumn leaves. You can get these in the works. They're either £1 or £1.50. You can get them online really cheap. Again, I just glued one in the middle, and then I took a few more and just glued them around the side. I thought it turned out quite nice in the end. But you could use the same way with the lolly sticks, just to make any sign or something like this with it. It's so easy. And again, the lolly sticks you might be able to get in Poundland or the Works, something like that. You can definitely get them online, and they're really cheap and you get quite a few. I've got lots of these lolly sticks, and I've got some coloured ones somewhere as well. So I've glued all the leaves on. And then I thought, oh, I know what will look nice on there. I added some ribbon. I thought this looked very autumny, very Halloweeny, that design. So I hot glued one of the ends. I turned it around and I stuck it on the back of the lolly sticks. And then I slowly glued the ribbon all the way along there. I think that turned out really nice, and it just covered the bottom a bit. And then when I glued that on, I made a little ribbon as well. Not a little ribbon, sorry, a little bow to go on there as well. I just slowly did it so it didn't turn out rubbish. And then again, when I was finished gluing it, I just glued the end bit around the back of it. So originally this was going to be another written sign, but because my writing's so bad, it turned into something completely different. Again, this is quite doable for people to make. It's not as easy as the first three, just because it's a bit more fiddly. But I think it turned out okay. And again, this didn't cost me anything because I already had this stuff. So it's a very cheap DIY. So I just hot glued the middle of that ribbon, and then I glued the two ends into the centre to make two loops to look like a bow. Then I took another little bit of ribbon and I hot glued it in the middle and made it into like a V shape like this. And then I stuck it on the back of that little bow. now it looks a bit more like a proper bow. I did trim it down a bit so it wasn't as long, and I did like a little diagonal line so it looks like a nice little bow. And then I stuck this little bit on just to hide any bits where I glued it or anything like that. I'm not really great with bows. I'm sure there was a lot easier way to do that, but I think it turned out okay. I wanted a couple of little bits to go on my tier tray, so that's going to be perfect for that, and that little other sign I made. Now this is my favourite DIY. This actually cost me something. I paid £2 for the box from a charity shop, and I paid just under £2 for some orange spray paint. So I've got some masking tape. I put it on there, but I would say double over the masking tape if you're going to do something like this, if you're going to put that down for some nice clean crisp lines, because it does like to bleed through. It turns out quite good. I should have stopped there really, but I did add some black spray paint. So I did put the orange spray paint on, and then I used that little J cloth just to wipe it over a bit so you can see the wood come through. And then I wanted to add some black to it, add some black lines, but this is where it really bled through. So I'll put some paper down to protect the orange where I've already done it, and I did double up on the masking tape there so it didn't bleed through, but for some reason at one end it did. So I ended up spraying that whole top part black and the whole bottom part. See, half of it's fine, and then I don't know why I've done that. So I ended up spray painting that top part. Sorry, I spray painted that top part completely black, and then I put some more orange on there. And then I took a black permanent marker. I googled some autumn writing, and then I found something I liked, so I thought it was easy enough. And then I just copied how they spelt it. So here's my inspiration I found for pumpkin, and then I found another picture that inspired me for the patch writing. It's not the best, but that's good for me because my writing is rubbish. And then I went over it again so it was just a little bit crisper and darker, and then I also added 50 cents and Dew Pick. Again, I found a picture I liked and I just copied the writing off there. I was quite impressed how good this DIY turned out. So it cost me £3.79. All the other bits I had, actually it cost me a little bit more because I bought some pumpkins off Shen, £5 for a big bag, but I only used half or less, so it probably, well, it cost me definitely less than £6 to make this, and I think it turns out really great. So this is some grass I bought from Poundland in the spring. It's back in one of my spring hauls, and it was just £1. I didn't know what I was going to use it for, but I thought there's plenty I could use it for, and it's come in handy for this DIY. I put a bag in the bottom just to pad it out a bit so it was a bit more higher up, and then I'll just put my pumpkins in. It took me a while to find where they should go, where they would look good. But if you have this grass, you could probably get this online as well. This would look great for Halloween scenes like graveyards, that sort of thing. I thought that while I was doing it. So I thought I was finished at this point, and then I thought, oh, I've still got some leaves left over, so I think I'm going to add some of my autumn leaves to it. I did, it turned out fantastic. It was great. I just love how it turned out. It was so cheap. This is the only DIY I put money into. First we're going to be making a pom-pom bunting, pom-pom garland type thing. All you need is wool, scissors and a little pom-pom maker. You can get these in Poundland, you can get them online, or you can do it the old-fashioned way with some card. If you look it up online, you'll be able to see how to do that. I started doing that before I got the pom-pom maker. I picked this one up from Poundland. I can't remember how many I had in there, but I had a few different sized ones in there. So I picked out this sort of golden brown wool because I thought it was autumny, but it wasn't too, I don't know, like a dark brown. I thought it'd be fine. And I also did some more pom-poms in a different colour to mix it up a bit from wool I already had. I think this wool was $1.49 or even $1.29 from my local cheap shop. So you do the same, the other side you wrap it round so it's all even and about the same, and then you fold it back up, clip it together, get your scissors and just start cutting. This is a really cheap way to decorate. I've done this in my daughter's room with some, I can't remember if it was pink or purple wool, and I just made a lovely pom-pom garland for her, and there's like a little dream catcher in the middle. These are really easy to make and a really easy, cheap, affordable way to decorate a space. And then once you cut both sides, and you can tell it looks more and more like a pom-pom, you cut off a little bit of wool, and then you put it round the pom-pom in the middle there, and you just tie it up in a knot. And then once you've tied it in a knot, you can take it out of the pom-pom maker and you just start cutting it so all the bits look the same. You haven't got all them long bits of wool. So you cut it all and then just fluff it out a bit. And then there's your pom-pom. So I made one to show you, but I did make some more the night before. And then again, like I said, I did make some in another colour as well, in some wool I already had. Now you can leave it like that with a bit of excess and tie it onto your wall to make the garland, or you can do what I'm going to do. I've got like a cross stitch needle because it's quite big and you can fit the wool through it, and this is how I'm going to attach all the pom-poms. If you can't get the wool through your needle, just put some sellotape on the end and make it really small so you can fit it through the needle. And then once you're done, just tie it in a little loop in the end. And then I tied a loop in the other end and I just spaced them out. I think it turned out really great. I've put it along my kitchen tiles there above my sink. I wanted something, it was a bit blank there and I think it looked really nice, and I never thought really to decorate a little bit of space. I think it looks really nice. So it's on to the next DIY now, and I got my beads and I picked out some autumn colours. I picked white, brown, like a creamy colour, and orange, and I was just making a string of beads. I'm not sure what they're called, the beads that have like tassels on the end. People used to decorate like trays and things, but I'm going to make one of those. I didn't have enough autumny colours to make it very long, but it's fine for what it was, and I just put it on the tier tray I got from Matalan. But of course, make it longer if you want, use whatever colours you want. This doesn't have to be for Halloween, you can make it for any time. And then grab a bit of card and then wrap it round, and this is how we're going to make our tassels to go on the end. So once you've wrapped it around enough, just cut the wool. And get a little bit of wool just to tie it up at the end to keep all the wound wool up in place. And again, just tie that in a knot. And then once you've tied that up and it's all held together, just cut the ends, and then it will come away from the card, and then you'll have something that looks like a tassel. and then just trim it down so it all looks the same. And then I just tied a little wool around the top of it like that, and I made 2 tassels and attached them. I think it looks really good. It could have been done with being a bit longer, but I didn't have enough beads.